Gentlemen, what is good? Today is, I think it's like day 242 of my semen retention streak.
Now
and
turn right onto
I just got
Boulevard.
done with my 4th acupuncture session. And I'm going to share a little bit about that because that is something I'm consistently doing after every session as I drive home. I'm giving you my breakdown of what I'm experiencing with it. So if you guys like semen retention,
now turn left onto Mallory Lane.
Doing your best trying to get on a long streak and are looking for ways to potentially enhance it, make it easier, get more healing, more growth, combine it with other things, this is for you. You're going to enjoy this one. So listen up. The reason, number one, I've mentioned this quite a bit, but I'll say it again. The reason that I am now combining acupuncture with my semen retention journey and everything that I'm doing with that, it's simple. I say it a lot. The currency of reality is energy, right? The currency of reality is energy. And on semen retention, we're storing up lots and lots of energy. We're filling up our energy bucket, per se. But what if we have blocks in our body energetically? What if the rivers of energy are blocked up, stones and mud and dirt, and the water can't actually flow and it just dams up? What good does filling up more and more energy into the energy bucket do if it can't flow properly? There's going to be an imbalance, you know? You're going to freaking explode at some point. I don't know if that's true or not, but think about it. Think about the metaphor. And I was thinking about this, and a few months ago I was getting into traditional Chinese medicine more, starting to look into that on YouTube and study up what that could be like. It was just resonating, right? So I usually follow my gut instinct on that. And I started realizing, like, bro, you know, meridian systems are a real thing.
Feet, turn left onto Cool Springs Boulevard.
In traditional Chinese medicine, they always talk about
on the right.
The meridian systems in the body, which are little pathways, little roads that run all throughout the body, connecting all the organs, just every part of the body. And that's where the energy moves. They call it qi, energy flow. And according to traditional Chinese medicine and what my acupuncturist has been teaching me, when there is dis-ease in the body, for them it is always because there is a block in the qi. There is an energy flow issue going on. I was like, wait a second, bro, I'm over 200 days of semen retention. I don't have a lack of energy at this point. I don't think the problem for me anymore is, oh no, I just need to store up more energy. No, my body's really full of energy now. Like I'm doing well there.
Interstate 65 South ramp on the right.
Now it's a matter of, how do I get that energy to all of the organs? How do I allow all of that energy to flow properly? How do I use all of that energy? How do I put it to the best use in my body? That is why I'm doing the acupuncture side of things now. This was my 4th session, and I'm doing 2 a week now. So I'm doing every Wednesday and every Saturday. So 3 to 4 day increments. Basically, she was advising that going more frequently early on makes the most sense if I'm wanting to see the fastest results to work through stuff. And then I can slowly begin to taper off, go a little less frequently, maybe once a week for a while, and then maybe once every other week for a while, and like slowly start to extend them. So that's what I'm doing. Now, here's what's super interesting, guys. This week, a few days ago, leading up to this one, I started to notice in my...
Keep left to stay on Interstate 65 South.
In my left calf, I could feel... It was the strangest thing, guys. It felt like a meridian, like opening up. And I know that sounds wild, but it was in a line from my lower calf, and it was like moving up my leg. Loud friggin' truck. It was moving up my leg. And it was like a little bit of pain, but it wasn't pain. It wasn't like a pain you would think of when you think of, oh, this hurts. No, it was something different. It was almost like it felt good in a way, like something was being restored and working through something. It's kind of like how with acupuncture, yeah, she puts in a needle,
on Interstate 65
and it's not
south.
necessarily painful. Sometimes it's just like it hits a nerve and it spasms or it pinches, but it's not like a normal full pain, if you know what I mean. It's what that kind of felt like. And then I started to feel it a little bit on my right side as well, my right leg, in the exact same spot. I'm like, I know this is related to the acupuncture somehow, and I have a feeling something is opening up. I thought it was the kidney meridian, but no. It lines up with the liver and the spleen meridian, is what she said. And she was showing me which ones. Kidney's a little bit more on the back side of the calf. I thought it was really interesting. So we kind of hit that a little bit more. This week, my digestion, it just felt a little bit weaker, a little bit of reflux. And so here's what's interesting, guys. I went in today, she's like, your voice actually sounds better. Like, it sounds clearer, deeper. I'm like, yeah, it's true. Like, I can tell it right now. There's no rasp. It's a deeper, clearer voice. And that's because when you get reflux issues out, the acid reflux on your vocal cords, it weakens your voice. So if in the past you've heard me talking in a specific way on this channel, and then other times you hear me talking a different way, there you go. That is why. So I was talking about that, just kind of getting a little bit more fatigue and bloat from eating, and like, so she worked on that a lot more. She's basically saying liver and spleen have a lot to do with digestion, and she thinks my body's starting to adjust and work through some stuff, and it's really interesting that I felt all of that through my calves, because I've never had that happen before. So she thinks things are starting to work out. Here's the other thing. Your liver holds anger, and she was asking me how I was doing emotionally this last week since I've seen her in 4 days, and I was telling her, I was like, honestly, this was a really tough last 4 days emotionally. Like, there was so much coming up, and anger. Like, last night I got so freaking angry, and I know this is a common theme on semen retention that a lot of men experience too, is holy shit, like, I am so pissed right now, like anger and memories and people and stuff coming up. And then I went to bed and had a dream about that situation of so much anger and grief and all of this stuff. And she's like, that would make sense. I think your body is slowly starting to try to release this stuff. And guys, this is the part of semen retention that I do mention quite a bit, is that it is more about the internals, guys. The internals run your life. The belief systems, the emotions, the emotional blocks you haven't gotten rid of, stuff like that. They run your life. And when you jack off, it's a great way to numb yourself from having to deal with emotions. And most men are out here getting addicted to PMOing all this stuff because it's a way to numb their emotions. It's the internal pressures that they aren't willing to look at and sit with and deal with and release. So you just release all the energy that's like pushing those things to the top. Wouldn't that make sense? Just think about this. I'm piecing this together now with acupuncture. I know for a fact that semen retention brings all this energy up. Could it be because the meridian systems, the more semen retention energy you accumulate, it starts to push on the meridian systems a little bit more, which flows and channels to those organs, which gives those organs more energy to what? Maybe release the emotions that they're holding on to. That's literally just a thought that I had right now. I have no proof of that. I am just spitballing here. But wouldn't that make sense? And then when you start to do acupuncture on top of that, it really starts to open up these pathways in the body. Wouldn't that make sense that now the organs are really, really motivated to start to release the emotions that they've been holding on to, the blocks, the things causing disease? I think that makes sense. So again, this is one of the more difficult things of semen retention, guys. When you're like, oh, I want to get on a long streak. Long streaks are awesome. Cool. I want the physical benefits. Because long streaks, it turns internal. It is less about the physical benefits. It's more about the internal benefits. Who you are being, how you're showing up, what emotions you're holding on to, what blocks and beliefs you are stuck with. And that's why these long-term streaks get so difficult, because if you're not willing to sit with it and feel it and release those things, you're going to want to just numb yourself and release the sexual energy so you don't have to deal with it. Just a thought. The other thing is, I've been waking up between 5 and 7 a.m. basically every morning and struggling to get back to sleep in that window of time. That is the time of the lung meridian, the lung organ on the Chinese meridian clock, the organ clock. Again, that has to do with grief, and I can tell that I'm still dealing with a lot of grief, and when I wake up at that time period, it's a little bit harder for me to breathe and for my lungs to expand, and I know that my lungs are working through a lot. So she focused on that today too, and addressed a lot of the lung points and stuff like that. She did mention, by the way, getting back to the liver, that today my liver was better than the last one. And this is a snowball effect. It keeps kind of like stacking on top of each other. But she mentioned like my liver is doing better than it was. And I was like, yeah, I've had a lot of emotions coming up. She's like, that might make sense. That again, she's a Beijing lady. She's Chinese, so she has an accent. But in my words, she's basically saying that would make sense, that you're starting to release this stuff, because it seems like your liver, again, the timing on this, guys, like I've just been really, really effing angry, and just so many emotions and energy and grief and everything coming up the last 4 days. And then my calf, which corresponds to the liver and spleen, and digestion is all correlated to that, like all this stuff, and like something's definitely happening and moving and changing right now. So this is good stuff in my opinion. The other note that I made last 4 days is that even this morning I woke up and I had nasal popping on the sides of my nose, specifically on the right side. Typically when that happens, I breathe better, like a little pop, 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 and then I breathe more freely, and that is correlated to the sinuses. And I've also been having this part of my right sinus twitching a lot throughout the day. And again, it's energy moving, energy clearing. This is all really, really positive stuff. So those are my notes from the last 4 days. I went in with those notes to share with her, talk through those just to give her a little bit more to go off of. And then of course she looks at my tongue to see the lines and the color and the anatomy of that, because it's all that in Chinese medicine, the tongue is also mapped to the organs of the body. Guys, the body is so much cooler than what we realize and what we give it credit for. Like it is a masterful, intricate system, and when you know how to read it and analyze it, it's a cheat code. She looks at my tongue, top side, bottom side, front, all of that. And then, yeah, I probably laid there for like, it was a long one, 45, 50 minutes just with these needles in. Some of them guys, they hit again. Like, again, if you really, in my opinion, from what I've been experiencing, if you really want to get the most out of acupuncture, you don't want to not feel every spot, because that means that spot isn't very blocked. She finds the spots that are most blocked for me every single time, which means I always feel them a little bit. It's not just like oh, didn't feel that one. Like there's a few of those, but the majority are like, oh, I felt that one. Like the one in my chest, it's for my heart, and my heart chi was running low, and that one is correlated to overactive mind and stuff like that. And I was dealing with that the last 4 days as well. It's just like overactive mind and overthinking stuff. I'm like, I just feel off. So, yeah, she probably put like another 30 needles in head, all over, just all over, and I'm feeling really good now. And I've just made a commitment, guys. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep doing 2 a week until I get to the point where I'm like, holy crap, things are really starting to move. And how cool is that to start to see and like feel parts of my body like correlating to things that I'm working through and the emotions. Like, it's not a coincidence. Number one, I don't believe in coincidences, but number two, like, there's not a chance that this is a coincidence. Something to look into, guys. So on your semen retention journey, just think about it. Is there a chance that, okay, let's say maybe you're dealing with some health issues. And by the way, I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the health world. I've just spent the last 15 years having to do anything and everything to fix and heal my body and learn how health and healing in the body works. So I've done everything, anything you can think of in Western medicine. I've done pretty much every functional therapy that you can think of. I've done all the supplements. I've done all the, like, I'm telling you guys, like, if you laid it out to me, I've probably done it and spent a stupid amount of money and time on this stuff by now. But the one thing that I realized I didn't fully understand that would benefit me on the semen retention journey is to start really getting serious about energy and sexual energy is, oh wait, the meridian system's chi, energy. Oh, there's probably an overlap there. And this has been a really big breakthrough for me. So if that's you, if that resonates with you, if you're in a similar position, you're thinking, hey, maybe I'm working through some health issues. Oh, I've got some emotional turmoil or grief or anger, like all this stuff coming up. Maybe you got some blocks. Something to think about. Look into it. Look into acupuncture. And do your best to, don't just pick the first one that you find. Do some research. I researched like 6, 7, 8 different acupuncturists in the area, and then this lady I ended up finding. I didn't even find her on a Google search. I found her by a recommendation from another one that didn't offer what I wanted. I was like, okay, if another place is going to recommend this lady, she must be really good. Turns out she's the best in the area. She wins the award every year for the best. And like, I was even telling her that, I'm like, you are really good at what you do. Like, I'm really grateful for you. I appreciate you. Can I give you a testimonial or something just to like express some gratitude here? She's like, oh, she like, obviously she'd love that. But she's like, yeah, I have a lot of people that come to me that say they've tried other acupuncturists in the past and I'm always better. Because this is what she does. She is so freaking good at it. So find somebody, guys, that like eats, sleeps, breathes, lives acupuncture. If you're gonna try something like this out, I wouldn't go the dry needling route. That is oftentimes so. Oftentimes, dry needling is called dry needling because they don't have the teaching, the schooling, the master's degrees in acupuncture, and that is a way to skate around it. So oftentimes, like chiropractors and the people like that will do that. It is not the same. I'm just telling you, I've had it done in the past. It's not the same. I would highly encourage you to find someone that does acupuncture only. That is what they do. Ideally, man, I'm telling you, if you can find a traditional Chinese person that is like obsessed with it, that has that heritage, I think there's something to that.
Tennessee Scenic Parkway.
Really, really, really cool. So she was basically saying that, yeah, all these other people are saying too. It's like, man, I've tried everybody else and you're the best by far. I was like, yeah, I'm experiencing the same thing. So, guys, this is just, this has been a really big breakthrough for me. And I know that the more that I continue to do this, that it's going to just snowball and improve and get better and better and better. So I'm going to keep documenting my journey for you. The second thing that I am tossing in here on top of that is I'm learning my elemental type. I found a holistic doctor practitioner here that also does Chinese medicine, but also does elemental typing. And it's kind of difficult to figure out how to do that well, who offers that well. He was telling me there's only about 6 practitioners that really have it mastered in the US that are teaching on this stuff, and he's one of them. I was like, cool, I'm all in. He was listing some other big name artists and people that he works with in the space, and like, okay, like this is cool. Like, you're credible. That's. And here's the thing, guys. I'm always going to be willing to pay an amount of money that a lot of people might say, whoa, that's reckless, Jason, that's stupid. But I'll always be willing to pay an amount of money to be in proximity with those that appear to be smarter, more educated, and hold wisdom and knowledge that I do not hold, because proximity means you get access to people. You become more like them, right? You become like the people you surround yourself with. Opportunities ebb and flow from proximity. This is why it's like I tell artists, like, bro, do you want to learn how to make a full-time music income and have your dream music career? Guess what? I've done it. Me and my company, we've done it. Join our artist community. It's like $300 a year. The amount of money that you'll go blow on other stuff, like people spend money on what they care about. And for example, artists that aren't willing to spend $300 a year to learn from us, where we teach you everything and give you our time and energy, I already know you're not the right fit. You're not mentally the right fit for this. Just something to think about, guys, as you're desiring to level up more in life. You got to be willing to surround yourself with
1,000 feet,
the people
turn right onto Port Royal Road.
that are ahead of you, that are willing to give you their time and energy, but usually it looks like exchanging money, because they want something for their time and the years of hell that they had to go through to learn all these lessons and package it up to help you skip all of that. You feel me? So I'm always willing to do that. So I'm going to be incorporating that. I'm going through the onboarding process right now and filling out. They're going to be selling me like some tests that I have to do so they can analyze it.
Now turn right onto Old Port Royal Road North.
It's going to be really, really good. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, guys, all in all, really, really excited for where I'm at here. Again, this was day 242-ish, 243 maybe, somewhere around there, of the SR streak. I'm approaching that big day 250, which is exciting. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you got value out of this. Let me know in the comments if you looked into acupuncture. Would it make sense if we're all focused and obsessed with energy and accumulating more energy? Wouldn't it make sense to clear out the energy pathways, the road systems, all that stuff? Wouldn't that make sense? I bet it would. Something to think about. Peace, love, abundance to you all. I'll catch you on the next one.